So what's up YouTube, WKDAD, Team DKF, doing a little walkthrough or commentary to Deck Doctor. In this one I'm using the Meklords that I worked on for a while. I'm playing against scraps. I didn't know what I was playing at first, so that will explain some of my initial plays in the beginning. My opening hand, Mirror Force, 2 Meklord Army Weisel, Mind Control Max C. I lost the rock, paper, scissors. I think paper is overpowered. It should be banned. Got some people going off in my chat, asking me a bunch of questions, blah, 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 blah. Somebody wants me to build a relinquish deck. Like, man, why people always want me to build stuff like that? So, like I said, I didn't know what he was playing at first. I saw the Tengu, so I'm thinking, okay, is he playing plants? Is he playing TGs? Is that a Horn of the Phantom Beast? So I decided to test the waters. Normal summon my Weisel. Summon goes through. Say, okay, maybe that's a deep prison. I didn't want to burn the mind control just yet. I wanted to try to get a read of what I'm playing. So I attack, expecting deep prison or Horn of the Phantom Beast, and it goes through. So I'm rocking back in my chair. I'm like, okay. There has to be an MST then. Searches his deck for another Tengu. And I move to main phase 2. And play the old mind control. He took 200 life points, and I had to remind him that Weisel doesn't count himself for his effect. I wish he did. It'd be so cool. It's not like those guys are overpowered. I don't see why they can't gain attack for themselves. And there I go in a little message box. I let him know. Yeah, unfortunately he doesn't count himself. It would suck. So I'm gonna overlay for Utopia. Yeah. And in defense, so I can make my Chaos Infinity live. I know he's like, what the fuck's going on here? I get Utopia in defense mode. And so I'm successful. Because my thought is, if he can't push past my Utopia, then I can go off next turn with Chaos Infinity, depending on my draw. So I just set up and pass turn, hope it doesn't get MST'd. And it doesn't get MST'd, so I'm like, alright, sweet. So he draws for his turn. Utopia's just chilling. Check the Watcher's tag. I usually try to keep the Watcher's chat open while I'm playing, because people say some funny shit there. I like to get in there every once in a while. So I put the Utopia into attack mode now, since he didn't summon anything. And since that face down, Phoenix Chain, that's what it was. So I figured the face down was dead, because he didn't use it earlier, but he was smart. He didn't want to burn it on the damn Meklord Wise. I wouldn't use it on the Meklord either. So now I'm kind of sad, so I'm like, okay, now I may not be able to go off because I can't stop his attack if he decides to make a big push. I still have no idea what he's playing. Set the Sangin, still keeping my Affinity live. Still don't know what he's playing. He could still be playing plants because I've only seen 2 cards. And I'm just like, oh God, please don't drop the Thunder King. Draw for my turn. Draw the MST. I consider MSTing the face down. But I'm like, I don't know what he's playing. So I'm just going to set the MST, try to get the +1 if that's not an MST. Like, I'm looking at the Phoenix Chain. It's like, you know what? He's going to go to defense. Flip some in the Sangin. And I'm just going to attack. So maybe that's a deep prison. At this point, I don't care. he's not committing, so I'm thinking maybe his hand is bad or he's just building up advantage. I'm not committing a whole lot. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just going to set the Mirror Force MST because he obviously can't deal with the Utopia right now. So if he does drop the Thunder King or tries to make a wombo combo play without the Storm, he's going to smack in the Mirror Force. And then I can still potentially go off with the Chaos Infinity. And he has a Dark Hole. Didn't see that coming, to be perfectly honest. Like I said, because I don't know, I still don't have any idea what he's playing. So I'm like majorly confused. So I get the Reaper. Yeah, I don't know why my connection lags. Thumbs up this video if you guys are planning on doing network and your connection lags for no apparent reason. It's like, I'll pick Reaper. Then you go make a sandwich and 3 days later, Reaper's added to your hand. It's kind of retarded, but whatever. Alright, so Phoenix Chain is gone. So now I'm scared. Monster Reborn. Don't know what it's going to do. Still don't know what idea what he's playing. So like, well, if he goes for a wombo combo, I'm going to draw me some cards. So at least have a comeback if he doesn't OTK me. So draw one. I'm hoping that he attacks so I get the Mirror Force. Oh, he's playing scraps. Now I'm a little concerned because my hand cannot deal with scraps right now. So I get the Mirror Force for the +1. He scrap storms, erasing my +1. I should have seen that coming. And now I'm just hoping that he doesn't draw the Tengu off a scrap storm. They don't draw the Tengu. It's one of the rare times where I don't want my opponent to have multiple Tengus because I want the extra card from Max C when he special summons the additional Tengu. And he doesn't draw it. Scrap Beast dies. I take 17 to the face. He adds a Chimera to his hand, blah blah blah. Checking out his graveyard. Like I said, I'm a little concerned now. And I'm like, okay, I got you now, buddy. In phase MST is face down, hoping it's not MST. And it's warning. Now I'm finna poop on his chest. Checking my graveyard, see what I got in there. I set the Spirit Reaper. Activate Chaos Infinity. Puts my Reaper into attack mode. And I get the Meklords skill. I don't know why I didn't do that. I should have did that. For some reason I got the big guy. But I think I'm going to get corrected in the Watcher's chat or something. So I'm like, big guy punch. Reaper punch. Poke a card out of his hand. I see how much life points he loses. I'm like, why did he lose so much life points? And then I look at the card. I say, oh wow. Yep, I explained to him I picked the wrong card. I just seen the Weisel. Then I had Old Man Eye fail. But again, I should have gotten the Meklord Army skill. That way I could have rammed. Then when it's destroyed by battles into the graveyard, is no longer affected by the effect of Chaos Infinity. And then got the Weisel dude, and I still would have had advantage on. I still would have had field advantage, but I misplayed there. Just testing the deck. You don't always know effects of your cards. It's important to RTFC. I failed to RTFC, and I'm thinking I'm bamming my head at this point. Like, why didn't I get the Meklord Army skill? I mean, we're at even advantage, but he has that Chimera. And I decided warning the Chimera. Amazing top deck. And now he's going to take the pain. Play a little bit of duality. Everybody's cracking jokes and poke of death. I need one of those dudes to my hand now. Wish I'd had it when he had the Dark Bolt. That would have been hot. And Reaper's just gonna poke. I'm not gonna give away too much of what I got. I like to hold on to the Granule. The Granule's kind of like shrink on crack. I mean, 1600 attack, he gets the fuck in there. You have to have at least 3200 to match or beat him. So I'll hold on to him. If he does drop a Scrap Dragon on me, I can bust it open with the Granule. Gets a Scrapyard. I'm like, cool. Scrap Beast. He's gonna drop it and poke through my Reaper. And I'm like, this dude must not have drawn very much back row. He must have opened all monsters. And usually scrap decks don't run a bunch of monsters, but apparently he opened with a bunch of them. And he pulls a Fakeroo on me. He drops a Chimera instead of the Scrap Beast. I'm like, oh god, thank god I had to I had the Veiler. That would have been all bad. Take 14 to the face. Sets no back row. See, now I know he has 2 monsters in hand, and I'm finna bust him open. Summon the Weasel. Weasel Punch takes 100. Reaper Punch takes 300. I'm hoping that I get the non-Scrap Beast out of his hand. And I get the Thunder King. So now I know his hand is only Scrap Beast. And with just one card in hand, there's no one card out he can have because he's already used Monster Reborn. So I'm feeling pretty confident that he can't OTK me still. He's already used Dark Hole. He can use his 3rd Chimera if he draws it. And we're just kind of making sure we got the life points correct here. And it does. So he drops the Scrap Beast. He's gonna poke through Reaper. I'll take 13 to the face. Shit, it's starting to hurt. Take 13 to the face. Drop me to 1600. And this shit does not tickle. Main phase 2. Sets the card. I know it's a bluff. It has to be Scrap Storm. So now I'm just going to go for game. Or not go for game, but I'm going to go for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Summon's good. Put my Reaper in defense. I'm like, do you has the Mirror Force? So now I'm like, if that Scrap Storm is dead, I want to make it dead now. I would have been screwed if that was Torrential. But I just read that, I mean, he's been topping dead and he just doesn't have anything right now. So now I'm applying a pressure. I have all monsters. You know, so it's like I'm like a wounded animal. I'm just putting pressure, you know, to accommodate for my weakness. Checking his graveyard. Trying to see what his outs are. So I'm thinking that face down is probably another Fiendish Chain. He draws for his turn. And he scoops it up. Gives the old GG. You win. Bring up the old cam studio and turn it off. Alright, so it's pretty fun, guys. Appreciate you watching the video. It's DUBKDAD, and I'm out.